Does it change? Does it change a 10-inch dirt tire with a tube and a rim lock? The Rabaconda Mini Tire Changer is purpose-built to do tires like this, but it can be one of the hardest tire changes that you can do. So let me walk you through how it works, what tricks I've learned over the years, and hopefully this will make this easier for you as well. So, first thing, of course, let's get the air out. What I like to do is not let all the air out when I hear that the flow is starting to kind of like slow down. I put the valve core back in so the tube kind of holds its shape a little bit and I have less chances of pinching the rim. Also here the rim lock, release the rim lock. And besides the tire changer itself, the other tools I use for this job is 3 pieces of the 10-inch Rabaconda tire irons and this bead tool that comes with the mini tire changer. So the first thing, I'm just going to use the bead breaker to push the bead off from both sides. And I'm going to start dismounting from the sprocket, the disc side. This gives me a little bit more space here to operate. I like to use soapy water for dismounting. The dry rubber is not very cooperative, so the soapy water will make a big difference. And I will start near the valve here. This way I can ensure that I won't be pinching the tube when I pull the tire irons. So I'm going to push in the valve as much as I can. So this will move the valve and the tube further away from the tire iron. I'm going to lock the first tire iron here. The rubber cover here really stays nicely behind the disc. I'm going to pull those 3 tire irons. And then I'm just going to do the rest of the bead with a single tire iron. When working with the mini tire changer, it's always the best to stand right in front of the tire changer here between the 2 front legs. This will give you the best stability, and as you go, just rotate the wheel and get the first bead dismounted. Now I'm gonna dismount the second bead as well. So for the second bead, I'm gonna start also where the valve is. I use 2 tire irons to bring the tire to that side of the rim. And now the next step would be to get the tire over the rim lock so I can dismount it completely. What I do for that is just gonna get the tire here. Okay. Take it off the tire changer. Now, let me use the bead breaker a bit more. Okay. And you're done. For mounting, we got a brand new Dunlop Geomax MX53 here. I got the tube already in. The tube is tiny bit inflated, so it holds the form, less chances of pinching the tube, but not too much, so it gives you some resistance. So the first thing, I'm gonna again use some bead grease Put some Rabaconda bead grease here on the tire beads. Trust me, that makes a huge difference. The other side. Okay, and now I'm gonna pull out the tube a little bit, the valve. And since the hole for the valve and the rim lock are on the opposite side, that's the worst case scenario we can have. If you want to make it easier on yourself, you could drill another hole near the rim lock so you can get the tire under the rim lock and the valve through at the same time. But I'm gonna do it as it is. Now the valve is through. You could put a nut on the valve if you want, but really the tire is so low profile and the valve is quite long, so you don't particularly need to do that. It won't go anywhere. And now I'm going to take in the tire irons. And get the first bead mounted. Okay, and now the rim lock part I haven't mounted yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the rim lock in all the way. So you see it's really near the rim and there's no chances of the tire getting between the upper part of the rim lock, between the rim. I want this to go on top of the rim lock. And I'll take another tire iron because at the moment it's easier to get it between the tire and the rim. And just you can pull up the tire a little bit to not to scratch the rim. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, and now here the tire is not where you want it to be. So now I'm gonna put it that way on the tire changer. Take 2 tire irons. Get it on top of the rim lock. I'm going to release the rim lock again. And now I'm going to put it to the right side of the rim lock. Use 2 tire irons to bring it over. I'm going to push in the rim lock and let the tire irons back. So now it's sitting where you want it to sit. And now it's time for the second bead. What I do like to do is put a little bit of soapy water for the second bead. Trust me, it makes it much easier. We don't want the soapy water to get inside where the tube is, but on the outer side of the bead, that's just fine. Okay, and now it's crucial to position the rim lock and the valve correctly. As I stand here in front of the tire changer, I'm gonna position the rim lock at around between 10 and 11 o'clock. I use the tire iron to help mounting with the bead tool. Fasten it. Okay, so this one will remain here, and you see the rim lock is pretty close to it. So now when I take the first bite with the tire iron, I push in the rim lock just to make sure it gets to the right side. You can also do it by leveraging it from the disc if you want. I take 2 bites with the tire irons. And now I'm going to continue with the bead breaker. Okay, now we reached the valve. I don't want to be pushing on the tube with a bead breaker, so I'm going to use a tire iron here. Take a couple of bites, maybe another one. Okay. And now it's really important, before you try to mount the last part of the tire, to make sure you get that section, which is already mounted, as deep down into the drop center here, the middle part of the rim, so you will have enough room here for the tire to go over the rim. I'm gonna try if I can do this with a bead breaker again. I might have to take another bite with a tire iron. I'd like to pull up the tire iron as much as I can, not to damage the rim. Okay, there you go. Tire mounted. Inflate the tire, fasten the rim lock, and you're good to go. Happy tire changing.